Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Balkis binti Shukri, and today I will be presenting my self-reflection for the digital workforce subject. For this reflection, I choose Chapter 5, which is working with clients, and Chapter 6, which is marketing for digital workers, because I believe these two chapters are very important for students who are preparing to enter today's digital workforce. Throughout this presentation, I will share my learning experience, the skills I developed, how I plan to apply these skills in the future, and some suggestions to improve the subject. I chose these two chapters because they provide knowledge that is very useful for students who want to build a successful career in the digital industry. Chapter 5 taught me how to communicate professionally with clients, understand their needs, negotiate project requirements, deliver quality work, and long-term professional relationship. Meanwhile, Chapter 6 introduced me to personal branding, creating a professional LinkedIn profile, building a digital portfolio, and using social media professionally to promote myself. Before learning these chapters, I believe that having a good academic results and technical skills would be enough to secure a job after graduation. However, after studying these topics, I realized that employers also value communication skills, professionalism, teamwork, and a strong online presence. The purpose of this presentation is to reflect on my learning journey and explain how these chapters have changed my understanding in digital workforce. Before learning these chapters, I believe that having a good academic results and technical skills would be enough to secure a job after graduation. However, after studying these topics, I realized that employers also value communication skills, professionalism, teamwork, and a strong online presence. The purpose of this presentation is to reflect on my learning journey and explain how these chapters have changed my understanding in digital workforce. One of the most meaningful experiences that relates to these two chapters happened during one of my university group assignments. My group members and I were required to develop a digital innovation project and present our prototype to our lecturer. Although our lecturer was not an actual client, we treat her like one because we need to understand the project requirements, present our ideas clearly, receive feedback, and improve our work based on her comments. Before learning Chapter 5, I thought that finishing the assignment before the deadline was the most important thing. However, after completing the project, I realized that understanding the client's expectation is much more important than simply completing the work quickly. After our presentation, our lecturer gave us several suggestions for improvement. My group accepted the feedback positively and made the necessary changes. Through this experience, I learned that good communication and listening carefully to feedback help produce better results and reduce misunderstandings. These two chapters completely changed my perspective about working in the digital industry. Previously, I believed that technical skills and good academic results were enough to secure a job. However, after learning these topics, I realized that employers also expect graduates to communicate effectively, work well in teams, accept feedback professionally, and build a strong personal brand. Another important lesson I learned was the value of having a professional online presence. Before this subject, I never realized that employers often review a candidate's LinkedIn profile or digital portfolio before making hiring decisions. This changed the way I prepare myself for future career opportunities. Although although our project was successful, we also faced several challenges. At the beginning of the project, each group member focused on completing their own section without discussing the report together. As a result, our writing styles were different and the report looked inconsistent. When our lecturer reviewed our work, we realized that our communication and teamwork need improvement. To solve this problem, we started to having regular discussions, share our ideas more openly, and check each other's work before submitting the final report. This experience taught me that communication is just as important as technical skills. It also helped me become more confident in expressing my opinions, accepting feedback, and collaborating effectively with others. From these two chapters, I developed two important skills that will be valuable throughout my future career. The first skill is communication. I become more confident when presenting ideas, asking questions whenever I was unsure, and accepting feedback from both my lecturer and teammates. Good communication helps reduce misunderstanding, improves teamwork, and leads to better project outcomes. The second skill is personal branding. I learned how to create a professional LinkedIn profile, build a digital portfolio, and present myself professionally online. I understands that employers do not only evaluate academic qualifications but also look at candidates' online profiles, experience, and achievements. These skills have made me feel more prepared for internships and future opportunities. I believe these skills will be very useful during my internship and future career. When I start working, I will need to communicate professionally with supervisor, colleagues, and clients every day. Good communication will help me understand project requirements, solve problems effectively, and build positive professional relationships. I also plan to regularly update my LinkedIn profile and digital portfolio whenever I complete new projects or gain new skills. Besides that, I want to continue learning through online courses, career workshops, and professionally training because technology is always changing. Continuous learning will help me stay competitive and relevant in today's digital workforce. The biggest lesson I learned from these chapters is that technical skills alone are not enough to become a successful digital worker. We also need strong communication skills, teamwork, professionalism, client management, and personal branding. These chapters have increased my confidence and helped me understand what employers expect from graduates today. Moving forward, I plan to continue improving my communication skills, strengthen my professional network, regularly update my portfolio, and keep learning new digital skills. I believe continuous self-improvement will help me become more successful in future career. Although I found this subject very useful, I have several suggestions that could make it even better. Firstly, I think lecturers could include more role-playing activities where students act as clients and digital workers. This would allow students to practice communications, negotiation, and problem solving in realistic situations. Secondly, practical workshop on creating LinkedIn profiles and digital portfolios would help students build professional profiles while receiving direct feedback from lecturers. And lastly, students should have opportunities to work on small projects with real clients or local businesses. This practical experience would help students apply what they have learned in class and prepare them more effectively for internships and future careers. I believe these improvements would make the learning process more engaging, practical, and beneficial for future students. In conclusion, learning Chapter 5, Working with Clients, and Chapter 6, Marketing for Digital Workers, have given me valuable knowledge and practical skills that are highly relevant to today's digital workforce. I learned that success is not only about having technical skills but also about communication, teamwork, client management, professionalism, and personal branding. These chapters have helped me become more confident and better prepared for internships and my future career. Moving forward, I will continue improving my digital competencies, expanding my professional teamwork, and applying everything I have learned throughout this subject. Before I end my presentation, I would like to thank my lecturer, Madam Wan Masniza binti Wan Mustafa, for her guidance and support throughout this course. I would also like to thank my classmates for their cooperation and shared learning experiences. Finally, thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation. I hope my reflection has provided a clear understanding of the valuable lessons I learned from Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 and how they have prepared me for my future career in the digital workforce. Thank you once again. Have a great day. Bye bye.